Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Yes, we are Jill and Jerry and Bruno. I don't know if you can see Bruno or not.
He's a little down. Here he is.
Cruising Canucks, and this is our Sunday Live.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow it turns into a what?
A podcast?
There you go.
Ooh, I know all the fancy words now. Podcast.
You do. Oh, it is a warm, balmy Sunday. It is insanely warm for October here in Canada.
In Northern Ontario, where we are, it's gorgeous weather outside. We had lunch outside. We've been doing a whole bunch of stuff on the property outside. It's just been a gorgeous weekend.
Yep, and I'll give you some math. It is about 26, almost 27 degrees. That is in the low to mid 80s if you're in Fahrenheit. So yeah, it is crazy. So,
which is pretty much unheard of for this time of year here.
We are breaking records. We've never had it this warm at this time of the year ever in where we live here. Yeah, we were doing all the stuff you do to get ready for winter, like winterizing our boat and putting insulation into a building, all the stuff you do leading into cold weather, and we're doing it in summer-like conditions. Yeah. So lots of fun. Man. Where'd my hair go?
Oh, don't start with
I
that
think
again.
I think next week we should do the live in the bathroom, because in the bathroom mirror I have much more hair than you're seeing today on this camera. What do you think?
So sorry. So sorry, everybody.
Oh.
One of these days he'll get over his hair hang up or lack thereof.
The cameras, they always say that the camera adds 20 pounds. It does that, and it takes away 20 years worth of hair. So.
There you go.
Oh, so I think what we are going to do today, I didn't put today's topic up. You're so busy talking about your hair. You don't understand what we go through because you look good all the time.
You didn't even do the show intro. So.
I know, that's what I was just going to say. We are doing a show about, actually we're not doing a show about anything, so really there is no intro. This is the show about nothing.
There you go.
Yep.
Maybe a little, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you'll know what he's referring to. They did a famous episode where it was a show about nothing. Anyways, that's just sort of life.
Yeah.
A show about nothing is really a show about everything, is what it is.
We get so many different kind of questions and random things. Even we have like themes. People have different types of questions. We thought today's the day. If you're here, you're not outside enjoying the beautiful weather, you can just ask us anything about cruising, ask us anything about vlogging, ask us anything about Bruno. Hopefully we have all the answers.
Hopefully we know the answers to your questions. Who knows? We may not.
Yeah. So I don't think we did the intro, did we?
That's what I said to you.
We didn't even do the intro music.
I literally said that to him a minute ago, didn't I, everybody?
What do you think? By a show of hands, do we do the intro now or just roll right into it?
Just go.
Just go. Go no intro?
Do your intro if you feel like you must.
I don't want people to tune in and be missing the song that they're used to hearing.
Okay, go ahead then. Show your little intro. Here it goes, everybody. We are back.
Hope you enjoyed that.
Oh, man.
I already played it once before we actually went live, so I cheated today. So I guess that's why I thought it was already played.
Okay.
Where are we? Updates. Yes, we have updates. I did put them in here. That we are still doing our... Chris, we were on the island, Princess, and we're still trying to get to Bermuda.
Still trying to get there.
Our recent one just came out Friday. We were kind of halfway to Bermuda, and I was just getting over my seasickness after turning green the day before. And tough guy here, she never had a problem.
No, I'm so fortunate. I don't have a problem with seasickness. I'm telling you, just one look at Jerry and you're like, oh, thank God I don't suffer from this. Yeah.
You put that really politely.
No, but it just looks like it's miserable.
Thank goodness I don't look like him.
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
He's got no hair to begin with. He's green on top of that.
He's green. He must have looked like Shrek.
Yeah, it just gets better. I feel the love.
I do love you, honey. I do.
How come you're touching the part of my head that has hair?
Oh, yeah, I can put my fingers through your hair. See, you got lots of hair.
Oh, so no surprise, we'll continue trying to get to Bermuda this week in our vlogs. And I thought the next episode was going to be in Bermuda, but I think I'm wrong with that. I think we still have another day getting there. So I'm not sure what we do the next day. I've lost track of all the sea days we've had trying to get to Bermuda.
Oh, yeah.
But we will eventually hit land one way or the other.
We do eventually find land on this cruise.
So if you hang with us enough of those vlogs, we're going to make it.
Yes.
And when we get there, it's beautiful. So
it's worth the wait. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the updates on the vlogs that have been out and coming out and going out. And group cruise update. What do we have here? Nothing really exciting. We still are booking Caribbean Princess, but not for long. Final payments due the end of this month, which means that'll be the cutoff for the group submissions for us to get all the information to Princess for the group.
So if you're looking for a last minute cruise and you want to join us, please reach out to us. We'd love to have you come. We definitely have space available. The other sort of update on the group cruises for all of you that have booked on the Volendam with us, I posted this week. We were able to secure a group rate for hotels pre-cruise and post-cruise through the Hilton Embassy Suites. They've given us a group rate, it's a refundable group rate, so you can book now. They don't charge you. They're just holding a spot, and you can cancel up to, I think it was something like 48 hours. I do have the details written on the post.
We have to do that through a magic link.
But you have to do that through the link.
Don't just book it on your own.
On our Facebook page. So make sure if you haven't checked into the Facebook page yet in a while that you check there, because there's a link there that will bring you to a special code that they've created for cruising connectlings.
Yeah, it's cheaper than what we can find anywhere on the internet for that same hotel, so it's a good price.
Yeah, and it was cheaper without even having to put a deposit, and it's a refundable deposit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good things that was going for them. So we're quite happy that they've allowed us to do that. Yeah. Anyways, if you have any questions about that personally and you're having troubles navigating it, just reach out to me and I'll help you with that.
And the other update for group cruises is we had told you we were debating back and forth. We originally thought we were going to do Norwegian Dawn out of Tampa.
Right.
Recently, just in the last week, Norwegian has canceled a whole bunch of cruises, and one of the ones they canceled was that one. So thank goodness we didn't book a whole group on there when having to cancel the group cruise. So we are still hunting for a cruise line that is wanting to take all the connectlings.
That's the truth of it.
We're just out of control. Some of them don't want us.
Yeah, we're trying to get approval to create a different group booking on a different cruise ship at this point.
We've been back and forth, many different options. So hopefully we'll have something. We keep thinking every week it's going to be the next week we're going to tell you about it, and we still keep running into roadblocks all over the place. So
yeah, it's harder than you think to get a group together. It's amazing. But anyways, we've had some challenges, and so yes, we're still working on that in the background.
Yep. And for those that are on our Patreon program, they already know that we are doing another patron cruise in, what is it going to be, to September of 27.
That's right.
That's a long ways away, 2 years away. But yeah, we're starting to book that one as well.
But we're quite excited about that one. It's an Azamara cruise, and it's leaving out of England, and it goes through France and Spain and Portugal, and we disembark in Lisbon. So we're quite excited about that, and so are most of our patrons. So it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, it's probably going to sell out as well for the patrons, I would suspect. We'll see in the next few weeks here, if not a week. Question comment of the week is, let's see if I can get close to the screen and read it. I am a 70-year-old guy. I'm considering booking my first cruise ever. Which cruise line would you recommend? Prefer to go to New York or New Jersey?
Ooh.
So what would you advise?
Well, I already answered the question to him personally, so you want me to say what I already said to him?
Well, I'm trying to think what goes out of New Jersey and New York. That's the first hurdle.
Right.
Because what I would recommend, like whether it's a Holland America or an Azamara or Cunard, none of those are really options. Queen Mary 2 is, I guess. But so you're kind of with Royal, Norwegian, Princess,
MSC.
the Odd Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, MSC, yeah. So those are kind of the options. Which one would you choose? It's so hard to tell because I have met 70-year-old men who are like, 70-year-old men, and they just want to take it easy and relax, and 70-year-old men that think they're still 25 and they want to party all night long. So
there you go.
Depends what kind of 70-year-old you are.
That's true. Very true.
Because we did see people on the Virgin cruise we were on that were 70 and having a blast, right?
Oh yeah, and we felt we were too old on the cruise, but there were definitely people that were 20 years, if not more than us, there, and they were partying it up, having the time of their life. So again, depends on what you're looking for, not so much what your age is. If you're looking for a quieter cruise, or if you want to be a part of the action. But my answer to this man was Princess Cruise, was what I said. I know you may disagree, but that's what I said personally. I think that, I think Princess offers a great sort of cruise experience. And from there, if you're trying your very first cruise, you get a little taste of a lot of different things with Princess. And then from there, you can sort of narrow it down to something that you really like or you don't like going from there. But I think Princess is a good starting point for somebody that age. to try a cruise.
I think Royal still has a few of their smaller ships, so I'd be leaning towards maybe a small ship Royal Caribbean experience. And there might be actually a couple celebrity cruises that go out of there. So maybe that's kind of in the Royal family there. I'd maybe be leaning if you can find a small celebrity out of New York or New Jersey, I guess it would be for those cruise lines.
There you go.
So maybe celebrity would be my recommendation.
So that was the answer to our question of the week.
Trivia question of the week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you wanted trivia, you got it.
I didn't want trivia.
Why do cruise ships traditionally carry a barrel of pickles on board? This is going to be multiple choice, so you can choose some answers. Can you imagine any of those answers?
To eat them?
To eat them? Barrel of pickles.
Why?
Well, your options are, it's an old maritime tradition for good luck. B is to prevent scurvy on long voyages, so you get your vitamin C. C is they use the brine for cleaning the decks. D, I can't read questions when you look at me like this. D is it's actually a myth and they don't carry a barrel of pickles.
Yes, I'm going to go with D. Thank you. I'm like, none of these sound right to me.
I want to see, let's go to the bottom and see.
Okay.
Go real time to the bottom and see.
What do you guys think? A, B, C, or D?
Okay.
We've got a few B's.
We got 2 B's and a D.
Yeah.
And a B.
Bruce and Donnie wrote for pregnant women. That's why they carry them. That's great. Oh, yeah. Trivia is a myth. D. Yeah, we're getting a few more D's coming in here. You're full of it, aren't you?
Are you ready to see the answer?
Yes, I'm ready to see the answer.
Oh, nobody has the answer.
Really?
The answer is A. No.
B.
B.
Historical tradition. That's what you wrote.
Well, it's actually A, but don't look at the B.
Oh.
It's actually A.
Oh, okay. So
It's historical tradition from the sailing days, and now it's ceremonial, but it was always seen as a sign of good luck in the older days of sailing ships, so a lot of modern day ships still have a barrel of pickles.
a great big giant barrel or just like a little tiny barrel?
I'm not sure how big the barrel is. We'll have to ask. Next time we do a ship tour, we're going to have to ask to see the barrel
I
of
wish I
pickles.
had known this question the last time we did a behind-the-scenes tour on Holland America. I could have asked them.
We're going to have to ask. So we'll start asking the crew when we're on the next cruise.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. Learn something new every day.
Funny things that Jerry comes up with, everyone.
Learn that I don't know the difference between A and B. That's the first thing I learned today.
There you go.
Okay, so now we're back to the Ask Anything.
All right. So we're going to start right at the top with Warren's question.
Yeah, for some reason I can't see Warren's question.
That's weird. I have it on mine.
It's further down. He asked it a second time.
Well, he asked it a second time, but very
There you go. I found it.
Okay.
I'm super fast.
So his question is it appropriate to tip our tour guides in Canada with US currency? What would you say?
I would say depends what the itinerary of the ship is in the general time that it's in that area.
But it's tour guides. So when you're thinking tour guides, that's what I think is the key to this question.
Oh.
I think so generally when we tip tour guides, whatever the local currency is where they are. So when we're in Rome and we've done a tour, we tip in euros. When we're in the Caribbean, we usually do tip in US dollars. But in Canada, we would tip in Canadian dollars, which is what we did when we did a tour in Vancouver. We tipped our driver and our tour in Canadian dollars at the end of the tour.
I guess it really doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
Except it's just a bit of a pain. If the tour guide is from the country that they're obviously doing the tour in, then it's easier for them not to have to go exchange the money.
Right. But, it depends because most Canadians love American dollars because they're worth a lot more than what our Canadian dollars are. So, if you're going to give them a 20 either way, then give them a 20 American for sure, as opposed to a Canadian 20. But yeah, it really is not a huge thing.
Steal my words.
Oh, really?
You just said for sure.
For sure. Sorry. I've been around him too much, guys. Anyways.
No. Yeah. Where was there other questions?
All right. I'm going to scroll through.
37, remember? Maybe someone could tell us what 37 was. We're almost there.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, hold on. I must have went past all the questions.
All right. Yeah.
If you see some, you ask them and I'll find them.
Okay. Meadow 37 is asking, are cruises cheaper for you out of Vancouver since you are Canadian? The answer is no. they are not. They are not cheaper for us. Actually, there's been many a times where we've seen Alaskan cruises going out of Seattle that are cheaper than the ones going out of Vancouver. So
most cruises, mainstream cruises for sure, are priced in American dollars, and then we have the option to book on a Canadian site and it's converted to Canadian. But really, it's when you do the exchange, it's no difference. So yeah, we don't get it any cheaper if it's going from Canada or the US. It's pretty well just a converted price. So if the dollar changes, our prices change based on the change in the currencies.
Right. So yeah, it's not really any cheaper for us. And Julia's asking, question, can you recommend a special cruise or itinerary for a 40th anniversary trip?
Well, 40th anniversary means you're probably between 60 and 70 in age. I don't know. It depends how extensive cruise. Like, we have found that if you're a regular cruiser, then you may want something more exotic, is where I'm trying to think. But
Yes.
if you're not a crazy exotic cruiser, maybe something a little more
Right.
traditional.
It really depends on what you love. But I mean, there's certain cruises now that we're really has our attention, this many cruises in, that we're starting to really like. And there's certain ones that, are sort of deemed more for couples cruises. So actually this Azamara cruise that we just booked with patron cruisers, is kind of what I would think it would be a great 40th anniversary one, where it's listed as a wine tour cruise. And if that's your thing, obviously it's not all couples like wine, but if you want just sort of, the rolling countrysides and beautiful scenery and going to wineries and doing something romantic like that, then that's a great cruise. But if you're more adventurous and you want to go, scuba diving, then maybe a Caribbean cruise is your thing. So it's really kind of hard to say. But, we sort of try to plan special ones for special anniversaries, a little bit more exotic or a different higher end cruise line than if we were just doing a regular vacation.
I would say Northern Europe or Greece.
There you go.
So that's what I'm going to say.
That's where you're at.
Unless you're from there, then I would say Pacific Islands.
And he's never been to the Pacific Islands, so
it depends.
But it's maybe somewhere we'll go for our 40th, because we keep saying eventually we'll get there. We haven't got there yet.
And
Love to travel has
one.
a question. Any tips for cruising from Galveston, flying in and out of Houston?
All kinds.
Yeah, lots of tips. It's much more affordable to stay in Houston by the airport area than it is to rent a hotel in Galveston. I can't even say it right.
Galveston. No, you gotta be saying it wrong. Galveston.
So I mean, we've done both. We've stayed in Houston. We've stayed out at the port area. And we really love that area, but you're paying more money because you're on the water and you're on a beach, and it's more of a resort type thing as opposed to hotels. But if you're looking for a cost saving way, definitely staying right at near the hotel or the airport is one of the most affordable ways to stay. My other thing is there's some really good shuttle companies that we've used, and we've just searched them out and read reviews, and we've done it with 2 different ones, and they've been great. It saves quite a bit of money, as opposed to we have rented a car before and done the drop off with the rental car. It's much cheaper to do a shuttle service, and there's lots of companies that cater to that, and they're not huge vans. They're just, a regular 10-person van or something, so you're not in a great big Greyhound bus. Do you want more to say?
More to say? I don't know. Yeah, rental cars, we've done that, and we've done the shuttle. The rental car is a bit of a pain because the drop-off, it's kind of expensive sometimes because it's kind of an odd, even though it should be easy. The other thing is there's always construction. I don't know what it is, but like forever.
Always. And there's quite a bit of traffic. So that's the one thing, too. We've been stopped or stuck in a lot of traffic in that way. So give yourself extra time for sure.
And, other than that, don't forget your cowboy boots. They're mandatory to get on the ship.
Yeah.
The other thing to watch out for is drink packages behave weird going out of Texas.
That's true.
That you can buy only certain types of alcohol. You can't buy like a package type of deals until you're into international waters, into the Gulf of Mexico. And so it's really like we went in there. We tried to buy, for example, a wine package.
Yes.
And
we weren't allowed.
We could only get wine by the glass until we reached international waters, and certain alcohols are restricted.
Yeah.
So it is kind of a little wonky for the drink packages.
I guess they have, Texas has some very strict liquor regulations, and so the cruise has to abide by those while they're at dock and until they get to international waters.
Unless you're wearing cowboy boots.
Even if you're wearing cowboy boots. But you will definitely see cowboy boots. Mm-hmm.
And what other question did you find? Can I go to the bottom yet? You talk with something while I have questions.
Well, I'm trying to look for questions.
Oh, here we go. I'm running into questions.
Okay.
I got me and my manly man, kind of.
Okay.
They're saying they're still in Vegas, enjoying catching up with the Canucks today. They're recently in Las Vegas.
Yes. What a meal you had for your night that you posted on Instagram. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous looking. I think I would have been a little scared what the bill was, but it looked like you had a fabulous evening.
Yep. Vegas is an interesting place because everything looks like it's within walking distance, but it takes like hours to get to the next hotel.
It's so flat. You can see it. You're like, let's just walk here. Next thing you know, you're walking for 4 hours. You thought it was a half an hour walk.
Yeah. Gail has a question. Hers is no hotel plans for January. I think she's talking about the group cruise.
I don't. Sorry. I tried to arrange with a hotel out of Fort Lauderdale before, and it didn't work out, and so I've stayed away from it. But yes, no hotel. Sorry, everybody's on their own for the January group cruise.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Hotels in Fort Lauderdale are not cooperative. If we could find one that we could book as a group and be happy for pricing, yeah, but that seemed to be very difficult in Fort Lauderdale.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lucy and Glenn are asking bucket list destination for 2026. I don't know, our dance card is almost full for 26, but I think we have some that are already kind of bucket lists that we're doing. We've already booked. We do have the Patron Cruise, which is doing a Mediterranean, some small ports we've never been to before.
Yeah, we're going to be going to Venice for the first time, so I'm really looking forward to that. So that's definitely a bucket list spot for me. That's why we picked that as our Patron Cruise.
And then we're doing Volendam with the group cruise, which is all Canadian stops, except a little stop in France. And that's getting to Newfoundland. We've always wanted to do that on the East Coast of Canada. We've got to do that, so that's kind of a check off the bucket list.
That's true. Yeah.
And we're still looking around for a few cruises. Maybe not a few, 1 or 2 more cruises next year, but yeah, we'll see what comes up. Our bucket list, it's getting harder and harder to check off bucket list cruises while I'm still working because it's hard for me to get away too long.
Right.
Like some of the bigger ones that we've been looking at, like South Pacific, for example, or even Asia, like some of those are really difficult to do in a 10 to 14 day time period. So a lot of the bucket stuff's getting held off until we win the lottery.
Until we win the lottery.
Or retire.
One of the two.
And Twyla, nope. Jill, another question from Seaglen. They want to know about your secret hair.
How do you keep your hair? Perfect. It's called a flat iron, probably. Actually, I just bought one of those new systems I didn't buy the name brand Dyson or Shark systems because they're really expensive, but I don't know if all the ladies out there have seen these systems where you have a 5-in-1 and you just change the head and whatever, and it's supposed to be a healthier way of heating your hair and not cause damage. And so I've been using that for the last 6 months, and I'm quite loving it. I just bought one at my local Winners in Canada, the equivalent of TJ Maxx in the States. Anyways, I think it has made my hair a little healthier, so thank you.
Healthy hair. Glenn and Chardine, they want to know, what's your opinion on international travel insurance, medical, other than cruise ship insurance? So I don't know. This is always a tough one. We've had people ask if we do a live even all about this, but it's so difficult because, like, even in Canada, for example, the insurance rules are different for each province. Like Quebec has different rules, and some cruise lines can't even sell their insurance to people who live in Quebec. We can buy it. It's different in the U.S. and there's different needs for insurance in the U.S.
Yeah, so definitely insurance is a tricky one for us to talk. We can talk personally about what we do, but what works for us might not work for other people.
Yeah, like a lot of insurances for Canadians, what ended up happening is the insurance companies try to basically stabilize you as your insurance and get you back to Canada to get treatment through the public healthcare system. That's a lot of the strategy with Canadian insurance, travel insurance.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's the same for the U.S. or whether it's cheaper to get treated somewhere else if you're on vacation than it is to come home to the U.S.
So because we're from Ontario and we're in Canada, we have Jerry has some insurance through work. We also have government insurance that covers,
but not outside the country for my work.
Right. No. But we also have insurance that works for every person that lives in the province. but we also use an American Express credit card that has a very decent medical plan for us. So we book all of our trips through that card, knowing that if something bad happened, there's enough coverage on that would get us back to Canada, and then our government medical plan would kick in. So that's sort of our personal strategy. We do have family members that, because they travel as much as we do or more, they take out an annual plan, and that seems to work really well for them because they're doing longer trips.
But it's not unlimited. We know some people that are trying to do world group cruise or the world cruises and stuff like that, like in longer cruises. It only covers a certain number of days in a row.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, even though it's an annual plan and it's good for all trips, they can only be a certain length each trip you go on.
Yeah, like I believe, I think my mom won't be upset if I share with hers, but she has a personal one that it covers her for however many trips she wants to do a year, but they can't be more than 22 days or 23, something like that. It's 20 something days that at a time. Otherwise she'd have to get a supplemental insurance. So yeah, it's all kind of, it's very different, and it changes at your age and whether you're working or retired. Mm-hmm.
And even our American Express, I think, only covers, I want to say, 2 weeks out of the country.
14 days at a time.
And then we can get very affordable. We can extend that, but we have to pay a fee for that.
Yes.
The other option is you can buy a insurance policy that covers you, that's specific to your needs and what kind of travel. And you can some plans just have medical, some have trip insurance, interruption,
cancellations, all that stuff.
So it gets very complicated. With the cruises specifically, theirs is interesting. I think a lot of people don't realize that if you get insurance with the cruise line, it's basically just trip insurance and insurance that if you're on the ship and something happens to you, that they will give you medical treatment and get you back to land where you can get medical treatment, but they're not going to cover your medical treatment when you get back to land.
Right. So for us personally, if say most of our cruises we take out of Florida, they would get us back to Florida, but then we still got to get ourselves back to Ontario.
Or get treated in Florida.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that way, if you needed like the helicopter ride or something major happens and you've got the ship insurance, you're going to get back to port somehow. But then the actual health coverage and treatment of you is going to be kind of on your dime or on your other insurance if you bought more health insurance.
Yeah, we could talk about this for hours because there's so many different variables.
And we could talk about it for hours. It still might not apply to you because it's so specific to everybody. Yeah,
exactly. But I will advise that definitely look into your options and what the laws are where you live, and it changes with age and all of that sort of thing. So I know, I have one aunt that lives in Alberta, and her insurance is a little bit different than my mother's because they live in different provinces. So it's very weird that way, insurance. You found another one?
I look in here.
But yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. We're not experts on it by any means.
Christina has a question.
Okay.
I don't know if we have an answer for her.
Oh, okay.
What does the number 1, 2, and 3 mean after our names? How do we get that designation? See on our screen.
Oh, yeah.
Where we see
so
it.
So what that is how often you've commented in the past. It sort of gives you number 1 if you're one that has commented a lot. Yeah.
But it's interesting because Twyla has like a 3. And then she has a 1
down there. So maybe because she's doing more throughout the show.
And Bruce and Tawny have a 3.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a great question though. But I that was my understanding of it, was that it was your number 1 commenter person.
I just clicked on something.
Oh wow, Jerry's looking into it as we speak.
It's got like XP, experience points. I'm not sure what it stands for. XP at the end.
Oh, it's very weird.
It's got a whole bunch of people that are 1, 2s, and 3s. Yeah. Well, what
the title of it says when we clicked on it to see what it means. It says it's your top fans. So it's telling you it's a thing saying how engaged you are in our vlogs and our comments and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Got another question for you.
Okay.
Anna wants to know, can you recommend a beach in Bermuda, not for snorkeling, but for sunbathing and taxi costs?
Okay.
That sounds like the one that we went to. But the thing is with Bermuda, what was the name of that beach? Do you remember?
Oh, shoot. You're going to get me right off.
You can Google it if you want. So in Bermuda, there are lots of beaches. Some of them are kind of pinkish. They're not like pink like you'd imagine in a cartoon, but they're pinkish. But what we found out is there's like one really popular beach, and that's the one that Mrs. Canuck is looking up right now. But there's a ton of people on it. And what we've heard is if you go to any of the beaches that are even just near there, down the coast, either way, that you can get to a nice sandy beach where there isn't a lot of activity on it. It's quieter, but you also wouldn't have the services. So you wouldn't have a washroom and a little restaurant and chairs and umbrellas.
Yes, but they are public, but you can rent chairs and spaces and that. So it's Horseshoe. Sorry, Terry, you're going to talk.
Horseshoe Bay is the name of the beach. Horseshoe Bay Beach is the one that a lot of people go to. You can often get a cab or a ride right from the cruise ship, that they have little shuttle vans that'll run you there and back and forth. That's what we did coming back, because we did go to Horseshoe Bay.
But there is a beach right, if you walk sort of into the little town, the dockyard area where we dock, there is a beach right off to the side that they do charge for chairs and umbrellas and stuff like that, but you can use the beach for free too. So yeah, there's so many places, but what I will tell you is Bermuda was probably the most friendliest spot we've ever looked at. They have great tourist information booths throughout the island, and I would just go and talk to a local person working at one of those booths and get a recommendation from them, because they would be the best to know. But we went in and spoke to them and said, we want to go here, we want to go here, we want to do this. They gave me a map. They highlighted the route of what I wanted to take, what bus I wanted to take. I took a ferry, we took a bus, we took a ride. Like, wonderful, helpful people there. Don't feel afraid that you can't do something on your own in Bermuda. Felt extremely safe.
Mm-hmm. Next question for you. As Bruno makes little noises. Any plans, Sheila wants to know, to go on the Star Princess?
You're not the first one to ask us that this week. No plans yet. We're not booked on the Star Princess. We were a little hesitant about booking on the Star Princess. We thought about actually taking the Transatlantic and doing it this fall. But we're starting to realize that we enjoy the smaller ships. Every time we get on a small ship, we think this is phenomenal. And every time we get on a big ship, we're a little frustrated. So we have not booked the Star right now. Will we in the future? We're not sure. Yeah.
I was not
might be.
I was not a fan of the Sun Princess. Mm-hmm. And this is the sister ship, so I'm not in any rush to go back.
Right.
However, they have made some changes, and there are some different things about it. So never say never, I guess, that there might be an opportunity where we see a deal, or we want to give it a try, or we have friends that want to go. But we have no plans to book it right now. And as you said, we're really finding out that we just love those smaller ships. Even those smaller ships that have been around 20, 30 years and been refurbished. I feel there's a really big opportunity there for us to be able to show this type of classic cruising that's different than the mainstream stuff of the big new ships that come out. So that's kind of our thing, that we're feeling that Star Princess doesn't really fit that niche for us.
Right.
Any more questions?
Yeah, let's see.
I see you looking, so maybe you have one.
No, I didn't have one. Sorry.
I see some people saying Horseshoe Beach. I also see Pamela saying that it's $7 to get there. This is Bermuda, looking for a beach, so that's what the cost is to get there.
Yeah.
And a group of 8 is what Anna's saying, so she can use the shuttle for the beach. That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a shuttle back because we did other tours before we went there, and it worked out fine. Yeah.
And Pamela Robertson is going on the Star Princess for Alaska in July.
Oh, wow. The Star Princess is going to be in Alaska.
Yep. Wonder where they're going to fit it.
No.
Those cruise ports in Alaska are crazy busy. I couldn't imagine. Yeah. And there we go. Did you run out of questions?
Jillian's asking, is there one location that you would recommend for solo travelers?
Oh, there it is. Just popped up for me.
What
do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
British Isles?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. My mind's going to places that I feel relatively safe and at home in. So
yes,
Ireland, British Isles, yeah. Heck, Bermuda's so friendly and safe that Bermuda's.
I was going to say that too. I would think if you're solo traveling, you want to go somewhere where you're safe and you don't have to worry about
also where people are friendly though. Like if you're by yourself and you feel like,
so that you can talk to people and meet people. So I would say the friendliest people we've ever met is an East Coast Canada cruise, British Isles cruise, and now Bermuda. Those would be the top 3 that we've had. Friendly people that, we were sitting in a cafe in Bermuda, and a few police officers came in, and before they went and sat at their table and ordered what they did, they came over and said hi to us and had a little chat. Like, it's just super friendly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a friendly chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like, well,
yeah, no, he wasn't in
like,
trouble. We weren't
what are
in
you
trouble.
people doing here?
No, they were just saying, hope you guys are having a great, I mean, obviously they could tell we were tourists. Hope you guys were having a great time on our island. And what do you have plans today? And do you need help with going anywhere? Stuff like that. Just wonderful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And solo travelers, like, they get the raw end of the deal when it comes to cruising. Because they're like often paying twice as much or pretty close to twice as much as what the average per person is paying for a couple.
Yeah.
And it just is crazy. And some ships have like solo cabins and stuff, but unfortunately, they usually sell out either very quickly or they're not cost effective as well because there's such a high demand for them as well. Yeah. I saw a stat the other day that seemed absolutely crazy, but it was a cruise industry article and it was talking about how many solo travels there are now when you go on cruises. And the number was like over 20%. It was almost, and I was thinking, really, like 1 out of every 5 passengers on a cruise ship is solo traveler.
Right.
It felt high to me, but that was the expectation heading into the next couple of years that there's a lot of solo travelers.
So I guess it's sort of a question to people out there watching, and let us know in the comments if you're on live or later in the video, because neither one of us have ever cruised solo. But I was talking to a solo traveler when we were on our Norwegian cruise this spring, and it was his very first cruise, but it was also a solo cruise. And he said to me he was a little disappointed because he thought his travel agent had sort of upselled all the activities that would be available for a solo traveler, and he didn't feel like there was enough being catered to him as a solo traveler. And he asked me sort of the same question as Jillian, saying, do you know of a different cruise line that you would recommend or a different location, once he started to realize what Jerry and I were doing. And I didn't have an answer for him because we've never experienced it. But I wonder, is there a cruise line that caters a little bit better to doing solo cruising events on board and offshore tours and stuff like that? Is there one? Because it sounds like, knowing that 20% of people cruising are solos, there's a market there for a cruise line, whether that be Princess or Virgin or Holland America, that they sort of cater and do special things for people that are solo cruisers. I don't know if that's the case, but they should. That's what I'm thinking.
Bruce has got a comment.
Okay.
Go back to the Love Boat days when they combined solo travelers in the same cabin. And that
would be awful.
We thought that was like just a TV thing, Love Boat thing. And we've actually talked to people that cruise way back then, and it was an option to be able to, kind of like when you go away to university and they put you up in a dorm with a stranger. We
do know one person that said that actually happened to her, that she did that one time. So that's crazy. Yeah. Wow. Question, can you book a round trip shuttle to Horseshoe Bay, or is it $7 price each way? So it's each way. And there's never a shortage of shuttles there. There's a whole bunch, and just when you're ready to leave, they put you in whatever one is empty. So we walked up, there was probably 8 shuttles there leaving the beach, and we just we told him how many was in our party, and we said we had 4 people, and he said, yeah, I have 6 spots available in my van, so come with me. And we paid them $7 each.
It's one of those deals like you see in other Caribbean islands like St. Thomas and so forth, where they want to fill up the shuttle before they leave. So you might have 6 people, but if it holds 10, they're going to try to wait to fill up that shuttle before they leave.
Right. We left with 2 empty seats in our shuttle. There was a couple of people on it before we got on it. But yeah.
Ken has a question. I think he's asked you before, but he's asking for everyone. Princess ships and medallions to Canada via UPS. So were you and him talking about this?
He asked me whether I knew whether they were coming through Canada Post, because Canada Post is on strike yet again. And I told him that we've never had our medallions sent to us, because as a travel agent, it's one of the things that they don't allow you to do. You have to collect it at the port. So we've never done it. So that's a good question to all our Canadian followers that are have been on a Princess cruise. Can you tell us how they arrived in the mail for you in the medallions? Did they come through Canada Post, UPS, Purolator? How are they shipped?
And Brian is saying, sounds like a good deal out of San Juan on the Grand Princess. What are your thoughts on coming and going out of San Juan if you cruised on the Grand?
We have not cruised on the Grand, but we have cruised out of San Juan, having that as our starting point 3 different times, and had fabulous experiences all 3 different times. Highly recommend it. Going to San Juan a night or 2. We've done 2 nights before, and just, the minute your airplane lands, you're in full vacation mode. You're not waiting to get on a cruise ship. It's just a beautiful spot, and we've had great times there. So yeah, we would do it again, and we have looked at doing the Grand Princess out of San Juan personally.
Yeah, it's a great spot because, like I said, you're cheating a little bit because you're starting in the spot that's usually a destination. So you have great weather, and right off the bat, you can get to some of the locations that are farther south. A lot of itineraries out of San Juan are port intensive, which is very unusual for Caribbean because you don't have to get all the way back to Florida or to Texas or wherever.
Yeah.
So you sometimes have a 7-day cruise with 6 ports in it. So
yeah, that's generally, it's been our experience every time we've done it. It's been very port intensive, sort of like being cruising in Europe is. But great because you get to some really beautiful islands further south. So there's advantages to paying the airfare and going all the way to San Juan as opposed to flying to Florida.
Mark the Shark just has a comment for you. Beautiful people. Want to say that I do love this channel, love the videos, love the content you guys do. Very good.
Oh, thank you. Very kind of you.
Thank you, Mark the Shark. And Stephen is saying that Norwegian new ship seems to cater to solos. Yeah, I know a lot of the newer ships, most cruise lines now are throwing a few solo cabins in there. And they also seem to have like solo lounges that go with the solo cabins. They're kind of creating like a neighborhood for solo travelers.
They are, yeah.
So it is slowly getting there.
Starting to get there.
Unfortunately, that's all the newer ships. So you can't do some of the small classic ones as easily that way.
No. I think the first one we knew of that did it was Norwegian Epic. And I've heard people enjoying that,
And just to catch up before I go to the next question, I see there that Anna's saying that it came by Canada Post.
Okay, so the medallions for Anna came via, thank you, Anna,
but if
Canada Post.
If they're coming, hopefully they've changed that because of the strike.
Because of the strike, yeah.
And if you don't get your medallion, so we are Canadian, we've cruised on Princess lots, we've never had the medallion shipped to us, but we still go to the port, we can get them real quick and get on the ship, and you've seen how fast we get on the ship. So it's really, it's not a much of a delay if you have to pick them up, because a lot of people are getting shipped to them already, so that speeds up the line that you have to go pick them up.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a problem picking them up if you do not get yours on time.
Right. Yeah.
Barbara wants to know the $1 million question. What's your favorite cruise line and favorite cruise ship, favorite destination in the Caribbean? Favorite cruise line?
It goes back and forth. It really does. I don't know. What's your favorite cruise line?
Cunard.
Oh, God. Here he goes. He's only ever done one cruise with Cunard. But, I mean, it depends for
Cunard.
me. It depends for me. I go back and forth between Princess and Holland America as my favorite cruise line. And my favorite Caribbean island, I would like to say Bermuda, but you'll tell me that's not in the Caribbean. But Barbados was some gorgeous snorkeling there. So for me, it all goes about where I've done the best snorkeling when I think about the islands, because that's what I love to do. But there's some beautiful islands, and I've snorkeled in a lot of them.
Favorite cruise ship?
Favorite cruise ship? Enchanted is up there. Enchanted Princess is one of my favorite cruise ships. I will say I absolutely loved the decor of the Celebrity Apex that we were on. And I think that I had probably the nicest interior cabin on the Celebrity Apex than I've ever had on any cruise line. So that brings it up to one of my favorite ships. You want to chime in and say
I'm waiting for you to say just every ship you've been on.
Oh, no.
So for me, favorite cruise ship, Island Princess is really high up there. When you're seeing me on that ship, even though I'm like pukey sick, I'm still loving the ship. Volendam up there,
it's beautiful.
Very close to the Island Princess. 2 smaller classic ships, and Queen Elizabeth of Cunard is up there as well. Those are probably my top 3. Caribbean Princess used to be in the top 3 until I went on Island Princess. It's now slipped down to probably 4th. Favorite Caribbean island, and you're all going to laugh. You'll think I'm joking. But I think I've become so used to it. No, there's so many things to do. I'm going Cozumel.
I knew he was going to say that. We have heard so many people say, I'm so tired of going to Cozumel, I don't want to go back. But we have had some wonderful excursions, some wonderful experiences in Cozumel. So for us, it's never a bad thing if we're going to Cozumel. So yeah, there's great snorkeling there, but there's also lots of other stuff to do if you don't want to snorkel. So
yeah, you can cruise ship watch all day long if you don't want to leave your ship. There's lots to look at.
Yeah.
Yep, you can do a beach snorkel day, you can do a catamaran, you can go shopping in town and do a tequila tasting or learn how to make some Mexican food. Like, there's everything.
Yeah.
Or you can go to the mainland, which is one thing we've never done that we hope to do, and go to a cenote. So there's so much at Cozumel. It's like, I think it's because there is so much cruise traffic. It's developed this tourism industry of all these things.
It's so touristy, for sure. Yeah.
And I'm just seeing here, I've got people agreeing with me.
Oh, no, that's got to...
Well, first of all, Sam Wall, I know you guys see that Love to Travel saying, yeah, great place to spend a couple days before the cruise, which is what we've done.
Yes.
And then, what do we got? Scott's video here saying that, yes, I totally agree with Gary. But he does say dang autocorrect later on, so I think he meant Jerry. Although Gary technically be Gary. So
that's still Jerry. With
I'm not sure.
People say Jerry with a G.
So I wonder if Scott agrees with me on all three answers.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No. Anna says that she's going to be on Celebrity Apex.
Oh, excellent, Anna. That's lovely.
See, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ship.
I don't know.
And here's if you haven't never cruised with Celebrity before or the Apex, go to the Eden at lunchtime. They have a little cafe that they open up just at lunchtime. We didn't find it until the very last day that we were on the ship, and I was very disappointed. But I've heard wonderful things about it since, so please go and have lunch there and tell me how great it was and how much I missed out on it. Yeah.
And I don't know about this, the celebrity talk. I don't know.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing for it to look nice, but it has to be functional. I didn't find it functional.
I found it functional. I think where Mr. Canuck was having the problems was that they had a much later timeline than what he prefers on a cruise ship. So a lot of things didn't happen until like 10:45 at night, and he was hoping for it to happen at 9:45 at night, that sort of thing, or earlier. So, we sort of found like there was some dead time in entertainment after we had dinner before they sort of kicked off the nightlife. So Holland America's timeline works better for our schedule of what we normally would like to do. But anyways, that's it.
I see one question and I see another comment that answers the question.
Oh, okay.
So the question I see that just came up, what is your fur baby's name? Mm-hmm. And Kylie says Bruno.
Bruno. Yes, this is Bruno. He's about to turn 14 this winter. In December, he'll be 14. So he's my little old man. That's what I call him.
And Christine is saying that she boarded the Sun Princess last year, got their medallions at the port, had no lineup at all. It was easy. Most people were in the green lane and already had their medallions, which was a longer line. Yeah, we're finding that too. We're even finding that sometimes, the lines that are specialty lines, like we had this happen on our wedding cruise.
Yes.
Where like the specialty line was longer than just the average. Didn't have no status, and they went in before we did.
Yeah, we went into the line for the Elite and Platinum members, and a lot of our family members had never been on a cruise before, so they were just in the general blue line, and they got through faster than us. They got on the cruise ship before us because our line barely moved. But yeah. No, it doesn't take too long, though. Although you're just so anxious, you don't want to wait in any line as you're waiting to get on board on that embarkation time.
You always know you get extra air time on our live when you agree with me. So I'm just leaving that one up there.
For God's sake.
Scott is saying it's all three. He agrees with me.
He's so, people don't normally agree with him. So it's such a novel idea right now for him. So he has to play this up a little bit.
Most people agree with me.
Most people.
Except you. Perspective is so interesting, right?
I don't think most people agree with you.
Sheila's looking for some of that airtime. She doesn't care for celebrity. She's seeing me make my faces.
There you go.
Although I must put a caveat in there. That was a larger celebrity ship. I want to try one of their older classic ships because I might be converted, I think. We'll see what happens. No? And we've got Love the Sun Princess. This is YouTube, I think. Let me click on the right button. We love the Sun Princess first cruise, and we had our medallions delivered to our house. It was wonderful.
Nice.
And it's funny because Sun Princess is an interesting ship because if people haven't done a lot of Princess, the ones that haven't, they've got on they loved it because they don't have kind of that stigma of what they're used to from Princess's older ships. That's brand new, and it is a beautiful ship. And
gorgeous ship.
Lots of kind of like features to make you go, wow.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so I can see why.
Lots to do.
So like our perspectives after going through so many Princess ships and other cruise lines that it was like, there's some stuff that we didn't like that we like on other ships. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for some people that's newer to cruising, I've heard a lot of people love Sun Princess. In fact, I think it's drawing a non-new Princess travelers that haven't cruised Princess before, and which I think is part of the marketing and the idea of that ship. I don't know if that's a shock to anybody.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's what they're trying.
And they're saying, whoa, could not believe how quickly it was. We were shocked at how horrible disembarkation was. Yeah. Disembarkation, it is like the most random thing in the world, because we've been on some ships, sometimes the same cruise lines going to the same port. It had like super fast getting off, and other times it's been terribly slow. And I think a lot of it is at the hands of the immigration process that's at shore.
Customs,
and the cruise ships, unfortunately, they eat a lot of that as far as
really
complaints. That's not their problem.
But it's not their problem generally. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
we've had some where we've waited forever to get off the ship, and some more where we were like, no problem whatsoever. So yeah, and same cruise line, same everything. Yeah,
Anna's saying that we have cruised with different celebrity ships. We were on the Ascent in April and loved it. We never made it to Eden for lunch though, but definitely try this time.
Good job, Anna.
Yeah, we almost made it for lunch. We were sitting in Eden after we had lunch, remember?
Yeah.
And we looked down and said, what's going on down there? And we're like, there's a cafeteria or some kind of a buffet down there.
You went to the room to get something, and I noticed what it was, and I texted them, come back quick. And then by the time you got back, they were closing the doors, so we never made it in.
And I was really sad because I've heard from people that they have some of the most delicious chocolate chip cookies in the world in that little cafeteria.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. And we've been on the Majestic Princess.
We have not been on the Majestic Princess.
If yes, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, we haven't been on it. Sorry.
No thoughts.
Yeah.
It's kind of in that middle ground of princess ships between the older ones that we like and the newer style that we've been on. But it's kind of in that middle space that we haven't tried yet. We're looking to get on it for sure.
Yes.
There's the Regal that's in there, and the Royal, I think, and Majestic. They're all kind of similar, and we just haven't had a chance to do that. And YouTube is saying that they love your channel. And giving us a lot of good advice. Looking forward to another one.
But it's always in the early morning. Oh, where you're from, I guess.
Must be like Australia or something, is it?
Maybe.
Other side of the world?
Yeah, perhaps. Brian's saying, we're doing a side-by-side with Royal Caribbean and Princess. Did you have any problems going from one to the other? Well, so we did Celebrity to Princess. We had no problem whatsoever when we did that.
I call those back-to-backs.
Yeah. But it's actually side by side, so you're right, Brian. Yeah, because they were side by side. I mean, for us, we had it really easy in that we were traveling on the Celebrity Apex with our good friends Bruce and Tawny, and they drove us to the other cruise ship, so we were very spoiled. But I mean, you could have easily, I stood in the long line and got a taxi, I guess, and done it, but we didn't have to do that. We were being a little spoiled.
Should we give them Bruce and Tawny's number in case someone needs a ride?
Somebody needs a ride. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, we were very fortunate. But yeah, it was seamless. We got off the ship, we went over, and we stood in the line for the Princess, and we may have had to wait like a half an hour in line before we were able to start the process of embarking on through Princess. They just had everybody lining up, but because there were so many people lining up outside, they opened up the doors and let us all go in and line up in the air conditioned area. So that was lovely.
Gail says she's been on the Majestic twice now, and the covered pool area is a wonderful option.
Yeah,
so there you go.
We've heard that from a lot of people. Yeah.
And Paul and Wanda are saying, hit the thumbs up.
Yes, thank you guys.
And it also is time to subscribe if you enjoyed today and got value from it, because I think we're at the end. We're after our hour now.
We are.
It just flies by when you're talking to everybody and going back and forth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we are going to be doing our next live in 2 weeks.
Are we? Because Thanksgiving is next week for us here in Canada.
Yes, it is turkey weekend for us, and we've got some plans with family and stuff going on, and then that'll be the last time that we're skipping a week in a while. So I think after Thanksgiving, we're going to come back and do regular weeklies, but we also have some cruises coming up between now and Christmas, so we're going to be talking about those in our future lives.
We have lots of exciting travel plans in the next little while. We're quite excited about it.
So I think that we'll call it there. We're going to go back out and enjoy this beautiful summer-like weather. You do the same.
Yes.
Unless it's in the rain in Florida, then don't go outside. You stay with the air conditioning.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of baseball on this time of year, and there's a Canadian team that's playing. So
we'll
see how they do it.
That was an exciting game for us to watch last night.
We'll see if they can do it again.
So I was a lot younger the last time I saw them playing so well in a playoff series. So hopefully they can do that. Keep that up.
Okay, so we'll see you in 2 weeks, and have a great Thanksgiving if you're in Canada. Yes. If you're in the U.S., you can have turkey too next weekend.
There you go.
You have to probably come across the border and buy some of our turkey. So, okay, bye everybody, and thanks for watching.
Bye.